a pleasure to have you. We are starting to record, so that way the session would be available to those who can't be here. And I'm also currently in Europe, so it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Now, I'm also joined not only by all of you, but also by the lovely team at Twitter. So I'm going to ask them, this is part of the technical difficulties we were just working through just now together, but the team at Twitter is also here today, and they're going to be talking about so much when it comes to the world of being a female engineer, developer, integrator with both MuleSoft. And so I'm going to ask them to unmute themselves and let's get started to talk to them.
Yeah, I'll go with myself. So I'm Tejashree, and I recently joined in Twitter as a junior integration engineer, and I have around 4 years of experience as a MuleSoft developer. And I started my experience with MuleSoft only. First, I started my experience in ServiceNow as a MuleSoft developer. There, I came across like different APIs, different connectors, and integrated with like a lot of applications. And after that, I again worked in Twitter, which is a short-term project. And after that, I worked in NVIDIA for long-term, where I came across like handling like huge amounts of data. And I did my master's here in San Diego in 2017. And before that, I have done my bachelor's in 2015. And pretty much that's it.
Thank you so much, Tejashree. Vidya, if you don't mind going next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vidya Bogaram, and I'm working as an IT integrations engineer for Twitter. I grew up in southern part of India. I started my career as a software engineer, and later I moved to US to pursue my master's, which was like one of the best decisions I have ever made. Then I started my career in integration space, and I found myself like I really comfortable in that. And generally, I'm a person who believes in teamwork, which improves your ability to work and also like improve how you feel about yourself. So, which also enables us to learn new skills and enhance our competencies. And happy to be here, and thank you for the opportunity to join.
Of course. Paula, if you don't mind going next.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Paola Alcantara. I am starting with Twitter, my base of developer, because I have been working on another companies as a managed services. So this is my first experience as a developer with MuleSoft, and it's really good to know all these beautiful girls that are part of my team and has a lot of experiences and has been really nice with me, helping me to be more involved on each of the processes. So I am a person that loves to learn and keeping increasing that part.
That's
I am
awesome
from
to hear.
Mexico, and I am building my English also.
Oh my God. And thank you so much for joining. Tinju, I believe I've asked you if you can unmute yourself and also introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us here. And it's an honor for us to, give a talk at Women Who Mule. So we are also happy to be here. My name is Tintu Jacob Shaji, and I'm here with I'm here in integration space, I think for the past 6+ years. And I'm from South India, and I got my master's degrees here from San Diego State University in electrical and electronics engineering. So my love for integration was integrating things was there from childhood days itself. So this passion eventually led me to build cool projects while I was in school, like modem receivers and sign language translators with integrated chips in it and everything. And eventually, when I learned about a website like Facebook that is built using just one full stack, application, I was so surprised and amazed. And I think that inspired me to dive deeper into how the API is architected and their hidden structure, and how a single platform, can hold an entire organization. So that's how I got introduced to MuleSoft, and I've been building APIs since then. And I'm here today enjoying what I do.
That's awesome. And Navya, if you don't mind, I believe you're unmuted now. If you can introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello. First, thanks for this opportunity again. It's my first meetup. Glad to be here. Thank you all. And I'm Navya. I'm an integration engineer in the Twitter IT enterprise applications team. So we build integration supporting some internal systems, and been here for 4 years doing the same thing. And my first ever job after coming out of college back 7 years ago was in MuleSoft. So I started with MuleSoft in 7 years and have not done anything
Wow.
else since then. So been great.
That's awesome. And in fact, both you and Tintu just set me up perfectly for a nice, easy intro question. So my first question to you ladies are, what has been a difficult technical challenge, and perhaps how did you overcome it? And just keep in mind that we're going to be kind of going through all this together. So Tintu and Navya, since you guys kind of teed this up, I'll ask this one to you too.
Sure. So this is again a very hard question, to be honest. Sometimes I struggle converting the CSV into the format I want, and sometimes it is a network issue where the protocol that we want is not supported to be connected directly from our network, or the proxy team does some kind of workaround or something like that. So it is a hard question to answer, but yeah, I think the most difficult challenge that we have overcome is, I think, building I think a bulk integration from Salesforce for a replication job. And there is a mysterious data loss using Salesforce connector and bulk job. So it has been a challenge to debug that, to find why Salesforce hasn't been returning some deltas. And we found out that's an issue on Salesforce, and bulk job is not recommended for replication. So we're trying to redo that all over again.
Yeah, bulks are hard, and it's like, only Salesforce or like a parent company or something. We should let them know. I just mean that in our comedic sense. Tintu, I've unmuted you as well, but what's been a technical challenge that you've had to overcome?
Yeah, so, for an integration team, especially since we are all very notable and we deliver good, worthy projects, we should be always ready to adapt to, changing customer demands and to deliver the innovation with, I should say, unprecedented speed, right? And that's not simple. So, and to do this, we need to have something more than just unlocking data and connecting to our applications or connecting to the external applications, right? That being said, now we are pretty much told how sometimes we have faced issues with connecting to external systems, maybe the IPs or anything. But personally, what I faced was authenticating to the external systems. Their documentations would seem pretty simple and straightforward, but when we start actually designing and implementing, we see that the authentication of the complete pipeline is not yet built. And without authentication, your data flow is not even in the picture, right? So yeah, we had to do many workarounds to see how we can authenticate with such systems. And the business teams that we work with are really good, and they go like above and beyond to help us, and they're super responsive. And thanks to our product managers and our team leads, they're like there to support us and to see how we can get the pipeline fixed, right? Yeah, there was one use case very recently where an external system was not having the capability of authenticating via OAuth. And the workaround we figured out was to have MuleSoft mirror as Okta to send and get responses. So, yep.
Whoa. Okay, that's something that I'd love to know more about. And I can see from some of the other raised eyebrows on the call that other women definitely resonate with that. Tejashree, Vidya, and Paula, I'm about to unmute you all because my next question for you is, how have you built up becoming perhaps a subject matter expert? Like, how are you keeping to learn about Mule? And Paula, if you don't mind, I'd love to start with you. How do you keep growing and becoming kind of an expert new to MuleSoft?
I don't think I am an expert, but I am really interested and continue learning. So I'm trying to follow many people that has really good, interesting blogs or reading different books that can help me. Also, I think a good part to have an experience and get more involved is asking questions because in many of the cases you are like stuck on something and for some reason you don't ask, but after asking and doing your own proof of concept, so it's the way that you can keep learning. And now I have an idea, so new ideas, and I think that's the way that I can keep learning, even if it's MuleSoft or another thing. I think it's part of rich information for people that it's probably doing the same in different parts of the world. And you really know that you can find anything that you want on internet, in books, in videos, and blogs, or in your own colleagues.
Yeah, Vidya, Tejashree, what about you two?
Yes. So I mainly love to, if I don't get anything, I mainly love to go to documentation and see what's happening and how they documented and what's the process. And also I don't hesitate to ask help from my colleagues. So I get some knowledge by asking my colleagues. So mainly I face some issues, and so I have done integration with Redshift, and we don't have such documentation in MuleSoft. So I have done some research about the Redshift, how it will work and what's the process. So mainly by reading the documentation, I grab some knowledge.
The hashtag one team from Tintu made me laugh. It's also hashtag love where you work. And actually, Vidya, my question to you about that is what are ways that you all have been able to kind of cultivate a welcoming environment for each other to work together, perhaps with allies? Like Felipe helped broker an introduction from us to you all. So would love to know, how are you all cultivating this environment where you aren't afraid to ask each other questions, where you're encouraging to each other? How are you all doing that?
Actually, it is very important for any individual to feel comfortable at work, to ask people with the questions or any difficulties they face. So as most of the time is like spent with them in the day, and for this to happen, and for your allies to understand what we are doing, we maintain conference pages, and we also like make a note of runbooks, which is like a one-stop solution for any technical inputs required. So this is where all we have like integrations noted and environmental setup and any help desk issues we face. We have every link available there. Even if any of the employees are not available to answer immediately, everything is like information is readily available for us. And also our team is like available on Slack channel. We create a very happy environment there. So anyone is like happy to have a solution over there.
That's awesome. And it looks like some of your team is also on the Slack. So amazing for everybody to come and celebrate. Keeping in mind that we have about 4 minutes left, a question that I think is on everybody's mind is, what is it like building APIs and integrations in a company like Twitter? Like, what is something that you think is the biggest takeaway you've learned to be productive together as you're building out your digital transformation projects? Just to, because I'm trying to see who is unmuted. Tintu, Tejasri, Paula, if you don't mind hopping in on this question.
Yeah, sure, I can go. Yeah. So I love how building APIs drives users to the platform, right? And especially when your company's APIs can help you drive the traffic to your application, it's a big win to the company's reputation as well. And for example, Twitter, right? We have all these Twitter ads APIs and whatnot. And thanks to all these APIs, the websites that are especially new applications, we can, embed without any hassle to get the tweets, embedded tweets into the web pages. And in turn, these the users who are checking these embedded tweets go directly to the Twitter, and we can read the replies. So that's one big win for us. And these APIs, also help us create business opportunities and helps us improve the existing products and systems and operations.
Tejasri, what about you?
Yeah, I've developed like a lot of APIs and mainly with NVIDIA. So I worked in NVIDIA, and I'm very much interested with gaming company and it's like games. So I want to develop a new game. I want to actually know how APIs were developed and how are integrated when how are integrated when we are playing the game. So we have integrated with the new GTX. So we have developed how the APIs will be integrated from the GTX when we develop the new GTX.
Okay, and Paula?
So I think that I'm interested on the way that the business. Well, I'm working part of business logic of the business logic. So I'm really good interesting on how they connect. And at the end, we have something that the part of the team wants released production.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And it sounds like you all, like a company like Twitter, has many, many APIs. So I'm going to ask Vidya and Navya and just wrap this up. What is your favorite API and why? And I don't know if you guys can actually tell us entirely, but we'd love to know what is something that you're really proud you've built.
I can go. We have integrated many applications with different kind of systems. But coming to me, I like personally integrating with Zira because I have developed many APIs on that, because it is the one which is integrated with and connected with a lot of APIs as well, and where we can know whatever happening in applications and create exception Jira tickets and all those. So that is one of my favorite.
That's pretty cool. Navya, what about you?
My favorite has to be Workday, because I really learned a lot while building the Workday integrations. Yeah, we pretty much use all the HR components in Workday, and we process a lot of data every day. So that was also my first major integration I built at Twitter back in time. So that, and then my favorite connector is also HTTP. I love the, I can do anything pretty much.
That's so awesome to hear. My favorite connector is the HTTP as well, because that's how I learned how to code anyways. But Twitter team, it has been a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining, for volunteering and reaching out to be a part of this. And for everybody else on the call, we would love to host you all on Women Who Mule. So please feel free to reach out at any time, just like this phenomenal team did. Digital snaps, claps, and applause for all of you. And thank you so much for joining.